Paladin Fates is out and in full swing, but what about Shining Fates and Hidden Fates? Both are fantastic sets, although I do prefer Hidden Fates over the other two, but we can't deny there are some great cards, especially shiny cards, in both Shining Fates and Hidden Fates, which are great pickups to add into your collection. So today we'll be going through some great shiny cards from Shining Fates, Hidden Fates, and something a little bit special. Let's jump into it. Alright guys, so today we're talking about shinies, baby shinies, full art shinies, shinies everywhere. Paladin Fates is here and it's a great set to open. It is. You get hit after hit after hit. There are a ton of baby shinies in the set. You got full art shinies as well. And of course you got like the special illustration rares, which are just absolutely incredible. When we take a look back at Shining Fates and Hidden Fates, which were its predecessors, both those sets have done well in their own right. I mean, Shining Fates brought in some amazing little baby shinies. And in my opinion, I think Hidden Fates is the best one with some incredible full art shinies. And of course, we've got the two big Charizards in both of those sets. It's not always about the biggest cards from those sets that make it worth it. So today we'll be looking at TCG Player, at Shining Fates cards, and some Hidden Fates cards to add into your collection, plus a little special set that we'll take a look at as well. Alright, let's jump into it. Starting things off, we have the full art shiny Mewtwo from Hidden Fates. Now, Hidden Fates is getting a little bit pricey, a little bit hard to get hold of, and you know, the set is absolutely fantastic with some pretty high value cards in it. I mean, these full art shinies are not easy to pull, just like this Mewtwo. This is a beautiful card. It has been dropping, guys, over the past year. This card has gone up, but it has dropped recently, okay, from its highest point. A lot of the cards from Hidden Fates have been going up in value over the past year, and some of them have reached even new heights, like the full art shiny Umbreon and the full art shiny Sylveon. There are a bunch of other cards that have dropped in value slightly, and the Mewtwo is definitely one of them. Charizard is another one, for example. This Mewtwo right now you can pick up for $48. This put into perspective, that is 1/3 of an ETB. And again, the chances of pulling this is going to be pretty tough. And an ETB right now is going for anywhere between $160 to $170 for 10 booster packs. So this is actually a pretty decent price to pick up a Mewtwo. And like I say, it has dropped. It hasn't dropped a huge amount, but it did drop from a high of around 54 to 55. It was dropped to around about $6 to $7, which isn't that bad, but it has gone up since, you know, $42 about a year ago. So it's trickled up a little bit overall, but you know, not a huge amount of movement, but a great time to pick up such a fantastic looking card. Now, keeping with the theme of Hidden Fates, we've got the Espeon we're going to take a look at today, the full art shiny Espeon. And again, this one did go up quite high, you know, did trickle up and then has kind of settled down a little bit. $49 going up to as high as 73, and is now dropped down to 56. Again, a really nice full art shiny. There are a ton of evolutions in this set, and this is definitely one of the bigger top end ones. And again, if you could pick one up for around $50 to $56, that's about a third of the price of an ETB, which is definitely worth it, in my opinion. I mean, we've opened up a ton of Hidden Fates, and to pull these full art shinies, specifically the one you want, is super difficult. This is another great one to add in your collection. Of course, the Umbreon and the Sylveon are the most expensive, but because they've been keep going up in price right now, I do feel like a cheaper option like the Espeon would be a good one. Then moving on to Shining Fates, we have the Baby Shiny Suicune. There are a ton of Baby Shinies that are featured in Shining Fates, similar to Paladin Fates and of course Hidden Fates. This was a very expensive card for the longest time when Shining Fates was big and wasn't massively printed into the ground. Reprints have taken a toll, to be fair, on a lot of the Shining Fates cards, and it has taken its toll on the Suicune. We're looking at $9. This is a cheap card. It is actually one of the most expensive cards in the set, at just under $10. That's actually pretty cheap, right? We go back a year and we can really see that this card has dropped, not a little bit, around $11. This card used to be around $20 or so for the longest time. Then reprints came and came and came, and then all of a sudden we just saw the prices get pushed right down to much lower levels. But this is still a beautiful, stunning card. We do have actually the Baby Shiny Entei in Paladin Fates, so that's really cool to go alongside the Suicune. Nice card, super cheap, great pickup. Speaking of great pickups, we got the Shiny Charizard VMAX. We have got the big Shiny Charizard. Now, the Shiny Charizard from Hidden Fates is still super duper expensive, like $380 to $400. Hasn't really moved much and stayed the same for the longest time. However, this full art shiny boy has been dropping quite a bit. Even over the past year, we've seen this card go for around $100, now dropping to around that $75, $76, so it has fallen. This card used to be really expensive, even in PSA 10s, this used to be quite pricey, but again, reprints have kind of hurt the value of a lot of the cards. This is the most expensive card in Shining Fates by a considerable margin. It is super tough to pull, Just like the Shiny Charizard from Hidden Fates is really tough to pull. But still, nonetheless, it is a very good card. This is actually the cheapest but the biggest Charizards from the Fate sets. Of course, we've got the one from Hidden Fates at around 380 to 400. Then you've got the Paldean Fates one at 180 to 200. And then we have this Charizard one at 76. Now, with the Paldean Fates Charizard go the same way as this one. All depends if it gets massively reprinted and for a long period of time, like Shining Fates did, because it could drop a lot lower than what it currently is. Because this card used to fetch 150, pushing 200 raw. And of course, it's dropped more and more over time due to reprints. Okay, and then the special set is Shining Legends. I know it's not really a Fate set, but it does have some shiny Pokemon, which are great additions. And starting off, we have the Shiny Mew. This is a beautiful, stunning card. Shining Legends is expensive. You're looking at, $300 for an ETB. That is quite pricey. That is quite pricey. I've never opened up Shining Legends. I've always wanted to open up some Shining Legends, as there's some brilliant and amazing looking cards. Not just the baby shinies we're going to be going through today, but it's a really cool set. But Shining Mew coming in, we got $35 to $36 over the past year. This card has kind of stayed steady. It did actually trickle up to around 42, 43, and it's kind of sailed back down to where it was a year ago. I mean, it did actually dip to nearly 30. This is a beautiful, stunning card, and to be fair, it's about the price of a booster pack. So booster packs are quite pricey for Shining Legends. I would probably just buy the card, if I'm being honest. Pull rate's not going to be that easy to get a card like this, so I do feel like if you want to have Mew, Mew's one of your favorites. I know Mew is a very popular card. Of course, we have the full art shiny special illustration Mew, in Paldean Fates, which obviously is doing crazy things right now. People are like super hyped for it and really enjoying trying to collect it. Whereas the Shiny Mew from Shining Legends is pretty good for a price of a booster pack. Then we have the Shiny Rayquaza, also from Shining Legends. This one has been dropping in price recently, which will make it a great pickup. Rayquaza, big fan favorite. These are like the equivalents of basically the baby shinies back then. So yeah, looking at this, we're looking at $24, so less than the price of a booster pack. Over the past 3 months, it's actually dropped a fair bit, from 32 down to 24. Actually quite a big jump. Over the past year, it has been constantly falling. This isn't one of the biggest cards in the set. Of course, you've got the Mew, and you've got the Mewtwo in a test tube, which is called Mewtube, which is very popular. Look, guys, Shiny Rayquaza is going to still be a big fan favorite. Rayquaza in general, along with the Shiny Mew. It's less than the price of a booster pack. It's just like a bargain, to be fair. It's such a nice card, and I think it'll do well in the future. I think a lot of hype around shiny Pokemon will do very well. Then we have the Shiny Arceus. Obviously, Arceus we saw featured quite heavily in sets like Brilliant Stars. Well, it was also in Shining Legends as, well, a shiny, baby shiny essentially. Cheap. This is a cheap card compared to the other two we just looked at. $12, and it has actually been trickling up over the past 3 months. We go back over the past year, it is cheaper on the year, but it is starting to slowly climb back up to where it was at around $16 to $17. Look, this is like half the price of a pack. It's kind of a no-brainer in my opinion to pick this one up. Like I say, Shining Legends is hard to get hold of. You're looking at $30 a pack on average. Very, very expensive. And the pull rates to get the specific cards you want is going to be super tough. But nonetheless, it is a beautiful, stunning card, which you can pick up for less than $15 right now, which is actually pretty good. There you have it, guys. Those are just some good shiny cards that you can find in Shining Fates, Hidden Fates, and of course, Shining Legends. Now, Paldean Fates, the pull rates are very good. There is a huge baby shiny pull and even a full art shiny pull. So the individual ones are going to be a lot tougher to get hold of. That's why the baby shiny Pikachu is holding such good value. And the individual shiny cards are just going to hold pretty decent value, I think, across the board. Of course, a lot of them will go down with more product being open and reprinted. So that has a massive effect on them. But the top end cards, I mean, the Shiny Mew's doing incredibly well. Charizard's doing incredibly well. There are some fantastic shiny cards that are in Paldean Fates. And where do I think Paldean Fates will sit amongst all the others? I kind of feel like it's better than Shining Fates, not quite as good as Hidden Fates, and of course Shining Legends is just in a league of its own at being $300 for an ETB, which is very pricey. It is very, very pricey, but there are some amazing little shiny cards that you can find in Shining Legends for the same price of a booster pack or less, which is definitely worth checking out and seeing if you can pick up a really good conditioned one of those baby shinies. If it's fun to the video, guys, and you've enjoyed it, make sure to smash the like button, make sure to subscribe for more Pokemon content. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments about shiny Pokemon. Do you like the baby shinies? Do you like the ones in Paldean Fates? Which set do you think has the best shiny Pokemon? Shiny Legends, Hidden Fates, Shining Fates, or Paldean Fates? For me, I'm going to have to say Hidden Fates. I absolutely love that set, and it's got some of my favourite Pokemon in it, and I kind of feel like the full art shinies in there Don't know why, they just hit different. But if you want to know what is going on with Paldean fakes right now, and trust me, those prices are going up, then make sure to click the video on screen right now. And if you watch more Pokemon content, guys, you know what to do. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Alright guys, that's it from me in this video. As always, you guys are legends, and I'll see you in the next one.